All right. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're simulcasting. Simulcasting to YouTube only. In vertical and horizontal, by the way. I was speaking with my buddy, Sonny Bales. Great dude. I love hearing what he's up to. And I got inspired. I was like, let's talk about this product. We're going to kind of do a little bit of a deep dive. I kind of want to react to it. And a few things I took away from it, and I might be a little bit wrong on some of these, but, sometimes it's worth trying to interpret, even if you have a few bad takes on it. So some of the pros, I will say let's just go into what IUL is. So it's basically indexed universal life insurance. And the whole idea is it's a type of permanent life insurance that ties cash value growth to the performance of a stock index like in the S&P 500, but with caps and floors. They market it as protection plus growth, but the reality, I don't know, it seems like it could be a mixed bag. I think, here's the thing, I buy during bear markets all the time. That's how I make a lot of my money. I'm not afraid of volatility in the market. I don't really care if it goes down or up. All I care about is that I'm able to still keep investing. But I guess the question is IUL right for you? And now I'm not an expert in this, but my boy Sonny is. That's why one of the reasons why I might try to encourage you guys to reach out to him. Now, I don't know what sort of contact information he would like me to provide. What I could do is try to just hook you guys up on an individual basis, whoever's interested. But he's a really clever dude, very smart dude, and he's honestly, it was good to talk to him earlier. It was really cool. And I think we could go into, because based on the notes that I have and based on the information he gave me, I think I have a better understanding. I also did a little bit of research too, just in case. I will say some of the pros would be this. Some of the pros would be there's tax-deferred growth. You could potentially grow your money tax-free. That's kind of cool. There's downside protection. You usually can't lose money due to market crashes, which is kind of nice. So if you are worried about the market tanking, you at least won't lose any initial value. So that's kind of cool. There are policy loans, which is another thing. You could borrow. Oh, hold on. One moment. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. Hold on. I gotta take some stuff out of the oven real quick. Hold on. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to get your chats on the screen as well. At least on the vertical. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Ooh. Oh, what the hell? Hold on. There we go. Trying this again. There we go. I think it's working. There we go. It's kind of showing up on there. Hold on. Okay, now we're back in action. All right. So let's read the rest of these real quick. So there is policy loans. You can borrow from your cash value tax-free, but not interest-free, though. So there is some interest. But that's kind of interesting because you don't lose anything in there. You know, you can borrow against it, but you don't, still, it's kind of cool. At least you don't have to worry about the tax implications. There's a death benefit, pass money to heirs without taxes. That's kind of cool. So it really is life insurance with a few extra gains, it seems. Now, here are some cons that could be a part of this. Ultra Fire says, "Yo, Mikey, what's going on, G-Dog? Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining in, G. Appreciate it. I am the G-Dog." Some of the cons that you may see in these could be like high fees. There could be like commissions, rider charges, and cost of insurance eat into the returns potentially, big time. That is a possibility. Now, there are technically lower returns because your gains are capped. Like, for instance, if the market goes up, I don't know, 15 or 20%, you are capped to like maybe 10%. Now, it depends on, I believe, the underwriter. I might be a little bit wrong on that one. And losses are buffered to like about minus 1%, but that combo drags performance over time. See, there's not as much control over gain and loss. I prefer to have full gain and control over that. So if the market goes down, I'm buying. And I'm not thinking like everybody else. When everybody's selling, I'm buying. When everybody's buying, I'm selling. So definitely contrarian viewpoint for sure. There's a complex, it is kind of complex though. I will say this, there's a complex structure. If you don't actively manage the policy, it can implode to some degree. That it varies. I'm not saying that's this. I'm not saying it's like that with every single IUL, right? It is pretty sales driven. I think, the good news is like, agents will make a pretty good commission, but a lot of people, don't necessarily need IULs. They might need a different type of insurance. And it's while these are interesting, some of the philosophy, some of the ideas of what you could do with an IUL are very nice, there are also some potential downfalls. I mean, so here's who it might be good for. Here's like the target audience of an IUL. Usually it's wealthy individuals that have with maxed out, tax shelters. Like maybe they maxed out like their 401k, maybe they maxed out their Roth IRA, their HSA, etc., right? So, or somebody who wants permanent life insurance, estate planning, and some tax shelter, that can be a possibility too. People who can overfund it consistently for years without needing cash anytime soon. So overall, I guess you could say the final take that I have, a brief take, is that if someone is selling you an IUL, and, you know, if they're calling it maybe like you know, I mean, it could be a retirement account to some degree, could be a tax-free wealth to some degree, but at the same time, it's like you are capping your gains. That's the only thing I don't like about the IUL. And I'm a control freak too, so I do like having a little bit more control over certain things. But IULs are really cool for some people, I think. And I don't know if it's right for some of the audience. You know, I might even do more of a deep dive. I'm not going to do like a crazy deep dive this particular stream. But I may consider it, though. So what do you guys think? Have you guys even heard? This is the first time, by the way, I heard of indexed universal life insurance. And I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of captivated by the idea. I think it's honestly pretty neat, if you ask me. And I really appreciate what my boy Sonny's doing. You know, he doesn't. I don't think he just sells IUs. I think there's other insurance policies that he can sell, and it's all tailored to the specific individual. So you may not even want an IUL. If you may need something different. And I will say, you know, it was really interesting hearing my friend Sonny actually tell me about some of this stuff, because honestly, I like to borrow money, especially for assets. And usually I usually use a little bit of margin in my account. I try not to use too much, but I use enough. Oh, Ultrafire. So you're saying that you're hearing that there may be a dead cat bounce in the S&P around 5,800 to 6,000 range. I mean, hey, if that happens, it happens. I think it's fantastic. That means I could sell a little bit of my, you know, I could sell a little bit of the ETF that I have, swing trade it a little bit. Roadkill 101 says fast drop in and punching the like button. Thank you, Roadkill 101. I appreciate the shout out. By the way, people who are watching this on the horizontal stream do not see the live chat because I am streaming this on vertical and horizontal. So I'm sorry for anybody who can't see what I'm doing. I'm actually talking to my boy Sonny right now. Now, I will say, this about what we were talking about. So the one thing I have to say, though, I mean, for the target audience, because I don't want anybody who... The truth is, I don't want people to get into this if they're not really matching the demographic, you know? And like I said, who it might be good for based on some of the things I've seen. I could be wrong on this, by the way. And anybody tell me if I'm wrong. But wealthy individuals who have maxed out their other tax shelters. You know, someone who wants permanent life insurance, estate planning, some tax shelter. People who can overfund it consistently for years without needing the cash anytime soon. But you can borrow against it, though. That's another thing. So I don't know. I think it's an interesting way to borrow. It's an interesting way to also have life insurance. It's different for sure. And in a lot of ways, though, I will say that this is one thing going for it. I would rather probably have this, oddly enough, than standard life insurance, because if there's no downside to what you put in, and there is potential upside but not a guarantee of upside, it kind of protects against inflationary forces to some degree, because it's usually mirroring or tracking an actual index. So it's kind of neat, if you ask me. But that's just my opinion on it. I think it's a cool idea, and well, not just a cool idea. Honestly, it just seems like something that I would be interested in. So it was really cool to be able to talk to my friend Sonny about it, and I might even try to refer you guys to him if you are looking for those. I will say, if you guys are interested, send me an email, garzamedias@gmail.com. Once again, my email is garzamedias@gmail.com. So feel free to send me an email, and I will be more than happy to, get you in touch with my guy Sonny. And I think he might even be responsible for other insurance policies. I'm not entirely sure types, but he really made me think, and so if there's a few wealthy individuals out here who are a little bit older, who don't like the market volatility, and you don't have the stomach for it, that's okay. I get it. I'm a weirdo. I have the stomach for it. I could do it. It's just me, But yeah, I like, if it's a product you guys think will help him, I'm more than happy to get you in touch with my boy. He can educate you. Might even be able to hook you up with a policy or something. He gave me a pretty cool overview too. I got a way better understanding about it than I realized. Yeah, and it was just also I want to say this. It was great to be able to get in touch with the dude. The dude has a lot of insights. He's a very cerebral dude. That's the one thing. It's just cool catching up with him, man. That's all I gotta say. There are dudes out there that I want to see everybody succeed naturally, but man, I hope he succeeds like 3 times, 4 times. He puts in the work. Like, he really puts in a lot of work, and I know his work ethic, because there was even though I've been friends with him for a long time, I worked with him, and I know his work ethic. It's rock solid. So, I have pure faith that he would steer you guys in the right direction, and that's why I would actually even talk about that. That's why I even talk about this stuff with you guys. I trust him completely. I know that he tries to steer people in the right direction, and he is definitely a fiduciary for sure. And a fiduciary basically means that even though he's not in the financial field, you hear the term fiduciary with financial stuff. Basically it's somebody who's looking out for their client's best interest. He is looking out for his client's best interest, and I know the guy. And look, you should never just say that. You can never just go on faith in what I'm saying, but at the same time, he's experienced, he educates himself, and I know that he makes sure he understands his product, and I could tell he understood his product, which was the best part about it. So he inspires me, man. I don't think he realizes it, but that motherfucker inspires me. So it was just neat to be able to hear his perspective, and man, I don't know. Guys like that are too cool, man. So guys like him, guys like Kobe Bryant. They put in this effort, and you could see it, pretty evident, and it's commendable, man. I got my juices flowing, dude. I was like, my mind was like, And don't get me wrong, I still don't understand every aspect of it. You can't understand every aspect of something within just 10 minutes. It's tough. But I got a general idea, and I think it's cool. Now I know, like I said, we kind of know who the target audience might be for these, but Honestly, I think that even if you're not like super wealthy, if you're just moderately wealthy, I think, and you're looking to kind of have some sort of life insurance policy that's a little bit different than a traditional one, I like it. Honestly, as I always say, talk to financial advisors, talk to, sorry, it's been a long day. I played a little bit of basketball earlier, so wild time. But my man's on the right path, dude. The dude's a philosopher. Like that's the one thing I can say about him. Not only is he a doer, but he's a philosopher too. And I think somebody who takes a lot of action and somebody who has their own philosophy in life, but also reads up on others' philosophy, is man, it's pretty cool. So it's fun to come up with your own philosophies too. While I do model most of my philosophies off of other people's, I do take the best elements of those philosophies, and try to implement them for sure. But yeah, I will say my love of investing, I really just try to do I try to monetize the things that I love to do, and I really want to try to hopefully help him mentor. Not mentor, sorry. I would like to mentor him in getting his presence a little more out there. Because I know he's on Facebook and stuff, and he's got a good populace of people on Facebook. I just like helping my boy, dude. He's deserving of it. He's deserving of it. And so yeah, if any of you guys seem even remotely interested in this product and think it might, definitely do your research, obviously, but talking to my boy Sonny, I think he'll hook you up with something that'll work. And no, by the way, no policies ever. He mentioned this to me during the conversation. No one policy fits. There's not like a one policy fits all. They have to be customized to some degree. That makes sense. So, oh yeah. I gotta stop being such a tired son of a bitch, man. You gotta do more pull-ups or something. So on the other chat, on the horizontal chat, Roadkill101 is saying, yeah, I'm working on my financial licenses now. My man, dude, get it. Get it. But yeah, if anybody's got any questions, any comments, we didn't take like a super deep dive into it, but it's a financial product I think I can get behind. Like, I don't know if I really need it personally. Just because I do all my own investing, I use my own brokerage accounts. I mean, none of it's really tax sheltered on my end. None of my stuff that I do is tax sheltered. But my boy, I think the one thing I do like is the fact that you don't have to worry about taxes so much. So it might be worth it for me to set up one of those types of accounts. I don't know all the fees that go into it, but I don't know if I'm looking for a relative degree of safety. It might not be a bad idea. But I will say thank you for your comments, Ultrafire. Appreciate it. So, hey, maybe the markets will go up. Maybe they'll go down. I mean, look, market prices fluctuate all the time, you guys. I'm constantly, playing with the volatility. Selling a little here, buying a little here. Buy low, sell high. If the markets are down for the day, I'm buying. If markets are up, I'm selling. Simple as that. I swing trade 3 ETFs. This is what I was telling Sonny earlier too. I was talking to him about some of my philosophies of investing. Like 20%, only 20% of my portfolio is actively traded, and the 80% of it's very passive. It just sits there, like the assets. I'm saving my assets basically. So 80% of my portfolio is just saving my assets. Never selling them because they're working for me, man. The assets work for me. 20% of my portfolio though is actively traded, and when I say actively, it's pretty lazily traded, to be honest. It's nothing too crazy, nothing to write home about. I will say nothing about my portfolio is relatively exciting either. It's heavily diversified. I'm diversified across like stocks, bonds, commodities, leveraged ETFs, covered call ETFs, which are known as derivative income, basically. I say just get diversified, across multiple asset classes, multiple strategies as well. Not only, like I said, I'm a part of leveraged ETFs, so you name it, man. I'm all over the place. But the whole goal is to be exposed to as many different things, as many different assets as you possibly can. And then that gives you a level of protection against natural volatility for the most part. And it's not a guarantee, by the way. None of this is a guarantee. I'm still very much into stocks, though. Stocks are the primary holder. The stocks are the primary thing in my portfolio. But yeah, a lot of the income generated from my portfolio is through the dividends and just the swing trading of just 3 ETFs, and that's about it. It's pretty simple outside of that, though. Nothing too complicated. And the more I describe it, maybe I should make a chart one of these days. Because yeah, I want guys like my boy Sonny to understand my investment philosophy, because not only is it relatively safe, it's actually a relatively progressive in the way that there's growth in the portfolio itself. Like it goes up to some degree. It's not a guarantee that it'll go up, but you'll get realized profits, stuff like that. So I don't know. It's fun. At the end of the day, it's all in good fun, and I love doing it. But yeah, I definitely swing trade the different indexes out there. That's for sure. I wouldn't have it any other way. Should always be swing trading, my boy. Well, I guess I could do a mini mukbang in front of you guys. I guess if you guys want to see a fat guy eat, you guys want to see a fat man eat. Made some nuggets. I don't think I'm gonna stay on too long tonight. I do have to take a shower. I do got to go to bed fairly early tonight. I got some stuff I got to do early in the morning. And then we're going to go do some cool shit. I'm not going to reveal all my plans tomorrow. Not to you guys, but got some plans. Ultra Fire says, we know how much you hate Bitcoin, Mike. Dude, without a doubt, dude. I think I have too much vitriol towards Bitcoin. I just think it's look, I believe if it's a Ponzi scheme, I'm going to bet against it. And the thing is, it's like Bitcoin is absolutely a Ponzi scheme. It has no intrinsic value. I could talk all day long in my juicy man thong how stupid. And I don't know. I'm just not a fan. It's painfully obvious. I'm not a fan of that shit, but oh yeah. But yeah, Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme. That's all I gotta say. But any questions, any comments, any concerns that you guys might have? Because my boy Sonny, man, he got me fired up in a good way, man. Like, we're talking about, like, the juices are flowing. The juices are flowing. The juice is loose. Here we go. Man, my man titties. I gotta admit, I've been getting my pecs. Dude, look at this. Oh, I'm getting buff again. Oh. Feeling good though, man. IULs, man, interesting product. Interesting products, man. Like, I love discussing new products and trying to understand them. And I will say this, if my boy Sonny is trying to sell it, I trust it. I trust him. That's why I trust it. I trust that he I also trust he wants to do right by his clients. So he's an honorable man, like straight up. And he did admit, he's not perfect. I'm not trying to say that he's a perfect man. He did admit he made mistakes in his life, but he's still, I think, a pretty damn. If I needed a role model in life, which honestly you're never too old to have role models, I could say Sonny's a pretty damn good one. So that's all I got to say. I'm trying to think of anything else I want to add to this. Maybe we'll talk about some investing philosophy before I totally end the stream tonight. But yeah, I do not like the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is the click coin, is the shit coin, it's the butt coin. I can't help myself though. I hate the Bitcoin. You guys know how much I love Bitcoin. Just kidding. It's a Ponzi scheme. And, truth is, it is. So you're really trading your money for a Ponzi scheme. So, it's not an asset, by the way, but if you do have assets, save your assets. Save your assets, not your money. Money gets printed all the time. If the government can print it, I want nothing to do with it, man. That's my motto, and I'm sticking to it. But I do want to thank you guys for taking the time to view this video. The more we get the show out there, the better. And yeah. I'm a tired dog, man. But gonna probably lay down and read a book here in a bit. I do gotta take a shower though before bed. I gotta eat some dinner, take a shower. I'm gonna try to go to bed by at least 10 o'clock. I want to get up early as I possibly can. I've got several alarms set to, like an ungodly amount of alarms. So it should be good there. Have a good night, man. Just thank you guys for taking the time to view. Thank you, Roadkill 101. I appreciate you taking the time to view on the horizontal one. Ultra Fire, thank you for the comments, Jose. I know there wasn't like a lot of commenters tonight, but hey, I want to thank you guys for even just taking the time to view the video. We're always trying our best to get this show in a new way. Really get you guys pumped. Gotta pump your mussies at some point, man. Gotta. All right. Oh, man, I just realized the microphone volume is very high. No, it's at 2 decibels. We're good. Whatever. All right, I'll catch you guys later. I'm going to stop procrastinating. Have fun, everybody. I'm out. Oh wait, before I'm out, it says random guy says good night, Daddy. I'll come over again at some point. Yeah, tonight I'm actually going to be going to bed here in very, very soon because I got to get up early. So, got some stuff going on. I'm not going to give my plans to the entire live chat on what I'm doing tomorrow, but I got some shit going down. Some shit is going down. No, but not really. But Mr. Tylord, I'm glad to see you on the last minute because I'm getting my booty out of here. But yeah, no, I can't even stay up late tonight. Normally, I would actually be totally fine to have you over, but since I got to go to bed. But anyway, love you guys, and Mr. Tylord, love you too, partner. Biological stepson right there. It's just the way it is, man. It's just